What's up? So, especially if you follow me on Instagram, you probably know that I really like to use the Canon EF70-200 2.8 IS2 in combination with my Canon R5. Because the good old EF70-200 is such a great lens for a variety of photography genres like event, portraits or animal photography, and even though it is an EF lens, you can easily use it in combination with RF mount cameras because of this little adapter here. So yeah, in my opinion, this adapter is one of the best options for everyone who already have an EF70-200 version at home, because you can easily make the jump to the RF mount without spending a lot of money on a complete new set of lenses. But since Canon announced the RF 70-200 2.8 lens, I always had this question in my mind if it is actually worth it to spend €2,600 for the RF version or if it is not. And especially if you already have an EF version at home like me, this might be an important question for you as well. And exactly that's why I decided to rent one to check it out and to see if the upgrade is actually worth it. So here's my Canon RF 70-200 2.8 review. First, let's talk about the design. What I really like is the size of this lens. It is way smaller now, which is always great if you travel a lot. Especially if you compare it to the EF version, you will actually see the size difference here. But if you start to zoom in, the lens extends, and that's something that won't happen if you use the EF version because everything is internal. So the huge benefit of having a small and compact lens is in my opinion great, but as soon as you zoom in, it is possible that you might collect a lot of dust, sand and all kind of things like that, which maybe could lead to some problems in the future, especially if you take a lot of photos in the nature. However, so far I never noticed any huge problems here and I'm using this lens for a while now, but keep that in your mind before you get one. If we now take a closer look, we can see 4 switches for a variety of modes, so stabilization options and of course the typical lock switch for those RF lenses. And of course the additional control ring, the focus ring and the third ring that you can use to zoom in and out. But what I personally don't really like is the placement of the control ring. For me it's actually way too close to the camera and that makes it harder for me to use it. However, this totally depends on your own workflow. I mean, a couple of people already said that they really like the placement of the control ring right there, but I think it would be way better if Canon would have placed it somewhere else. A good example is the RF 24-105 f4, this is in my opinion perfect. But in the end I'm still happy that there is this additional ring. I'm a huge fan of this control ring because you can easily adjust all kind of settings, and in my case the ISO simple and fast. And yes, I definitely don't want to miss this feature anymore. But all in all, the build quality of the RF 70-200 2.8 is absolutely great. I really like the overall design of those RF lenses, and especially in this price category a great build quality shouldn't be a surprise. So yeah, well done Canon. But what's about taking photos? What I noticed early on is that the RF mount is my favorite mount and I absolutely miss the additional ring all the time when I'm out to take photos with the EF70-200 2.8 version. The RF version simply makes my whole workflow way easier, and especially the overall image quality that you can achieve with this lens is just fantastic. I've used this lens in a variety of situations, so for example event and nature photography, and it never let me down. On top I definitely noticed the sharpness and the compact design of this lens a lot. It is in my opinion way easier to move around over a long period of time because your overall kit is a little bit smaller now. On top, the weight of this lens is around 1 kilogram, so around 400 gram less next to the EF70-200 2.8 IS2, and that's something that I really like. Another aspect that I really like is the bokeh. It's super soft, it just looks beautiful. So especially if you like to take portraits for example, you will love those final results. And yeah, basically this 70-200 is in my opinion a lens for every professional photographer because it's such a versatile lens for a variety of photography genres and one of the most interesting lenses for the Canon RF mount. The autofocus is super fast, especially in combination with the Canon R5 and its features like IBIS. It's one of the best setups that I can highly recommend to use. So the question is, should you switch to the RF version if you already have the EF version at home? Well, if you already have an EF version at home like me, I would say if you can sell your old EF version and if you can invest €2,600 for this RF lens, I would say go for it. Next to the RF 24-70 2.8, the RF 70-200 2.8 is my absolute favorite zoom lens for the RF mount. But in all kind of other situations I would say that you don't need to upgrade right now, and the reason is that the EF version is still absolutely awesome in combination with those RF mount cameras. For sure the RF version has a lot of advantages that I really like. It's small, compact and the image quality is absolutely stunning, but not everyone can or should spend that amount of money just for a quick upgrade right now. So yeah, you can still use the EF version without having any huge downsides to make the jump to the RF version later on. But if you currently don't have a 70-200 at home, I can highly recommend to get this RF version. It is a fantastic lens that you can easily use to get some awesome images simple and fast in a variety of photography genres, and in my opinion it's one of the best lenses for the RF mount that every professional photographer should have at home or in their camera bag. But yeah, these are my thoughts about the Canon RF 70-200 2.8. So, Thank you for watching, I hope you enjoyed this review, and if you're new, don't forget to smash that subscribe button to stay updated for upcoming videos, and I'll see you in the next video.